Let's say you're not a writer, but you need to build a sales page or write a sales email, and you know you have a powerful offer. You are ready to find those perfect customers and convince them to invest in what you've got for them. But somehow you need to cut through all the noise online and all the clutter in prospects' inboxes. You need to sell using words. But the problem is, you might be like I was when I started out online. Maybe you're not a confident writer. I know I wasn't a confident writer. And of course, you could solve this problem if you just hired a great copywriter, but maybe you don't have the kind of revenue that allows you to hire a professional. It is an impossible scenario. I'm Pamela Wilson, and I coach people to build profitable online businesses. Subscribe to my channel and let's build your revenue together. So how can you use words, your own written words, to communicate why your offer is the best choice? Here's the thing, a lot of the success of your sales message comes from you personally feeling confident about your offer. When you feel that confidence, it is 1000% easier to convince others that your offer is going to help them. That confidence comes from one place. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share where it comes from and how you can access it. So keep watching, because by the end of this video, you're going to realize that that confidence was inside you all along. We're going to start with the one magic section of your sales copy that you should write first. Why should you write it first? Because when you write this section of your sales page or your sales email, you are 75% done. This one section informs all the others, and that's why you should really start here when you're writing sales copy. I'm going to show you how to get really good at this one section, even if you're not a professional copywriter. But before we dive in, I want to let you know about Revenue Revolution, my free guide to generating large-scale revenue with a small-scale audience. You can find it at pamelawilson.com/revenue. If you're an expert, my guide for leaders will show you how to make great online revenue from your expertise. And my margin maximizer will help you to calculate exactly what you can earn after you account for costs. And my expert statement creator will show you how to write a few powerful sentences that you can use to claim your authority in your bio, on your website, and in personal conversations. Get it all at pamelawilson.com/revenue. It's free. Now let's talk about the most powerful section of your sales page or your sales email, the bulleted list. Why are bulleted lists so important? Well, bulleted lists stand out on the page, and they make your reader pay attention, even if they've been skimming the rest of your copy. Here's the thing, no one wants to read a big wall of text on a sales page or in a sales email. And that is why you must get good at writing bulleted lists. Bullets make your reader hit the brakes as they're skimming down the page. They stop skimming and they pay attention. And that's why it's crucial that you know how to use bullets to communicate the benefits of your offer. You've got to take advantage of that moment of attention. Robert Bruce, who I worked with at Copyblogger, says, the essence of a great bullet is brevity plus promise. Bullets are really mini headlines, and when you craft your bulleted list with care, it can become the core copy in your sales message. As I share how to write these magic bullets, I'm going to be dividing my advice into copy and design, because bullets are both seen and read. Let's talk about an advanced copywriting term, fascination style bullets. What are they? Well, fascination style bullets are the key to writing great bullets, and that's why we're starting here. This style of writing creates fascination with your offer. They create curiosity, intrigue, and a desire to know more. Here are two formulas that you can try. Add "so you can" to translate features into benefits, and add without to remove obstacles and make the results seem easy to attain. Let's see what this looks like in action. Here's one way that you could talk about a program that teaches ad agency owners how to use retainers in their business. Feature, discover how to offer an irresistible payment plan. Notice we didn't say retainers. We just call them an irresistible payment plan. Benefit, so you can count on consistent cash flow without spending so much time prospecting for new business. If you're not sure about your feature, benefit, and without elements, don't worry. In the next section, I'm going to share a simple exercise that will help you to pinpoint these in a single brainstorming session. It's super easy and you're gonna love it. Here's another example of what this kind of bullet construction looks like. Let's imagine that we have a course that teaches you how to create marketing messages. Feature, create unforgettable marketing messages. Benefit, so you can stand out and get heard among all the noise without resorting to exaggerated claims. What if we add numbers and statistics to those bullets? Well, that makes them even better. Discover how to offer an irresistible payment plan so you can have 100% of your expenses covered every month without spending 10 hours a week prospecting for new business. That's better, right? Numbers and stats tend to make bullets even more believable. If you can get data, use it. You can even add some high stakes like this. Create marketing messages with a 65% retention rate so you can increase sales conversions without resorting to claims that get you into legal trouble. All right, but how can you get the raw information that you're going to use to craft these bullets? Well, I want you to start with this simple exercise. Write out a feature, benefit, and obstacle chart like this. Now, you can do this in a single session. I recommend drinking extra coffee or tea that day. Write out all the features in one column, and next to each feature, write out the benefit of that feature. Why does that feature matter? What does it deliver? How will people experience change once they have access to that feature? Then write out the obstacle that usually stops people from getting that benefit. And finally, I want you to stitch all this information together with "so you can" and "without" statements. Now, you don't have to say exactly "so you can" every time. That might get a little bit repetitive. You can say that "lets you," which creates, "so you enjoy." And for the "without" statement, you can say "no more this" or "stop the that." Use your creativity and make sure the final bullet reads beautifully. This feature, benefit, obstacle chart is a key exercise to do when you're first working on a sales page. Don't skip it. It's going to help you write your bullets and your headlines, your calls to action, everything. The beautiful thing about bullets is they stand out from the rest of the page. They feature lots of white space above, below, and to each side. But beyond the formatting that's inherent in bullets, there are things that professional copywriters do that make bulleted lists super clear and easy to read. What are they? Well, the main concept is to make your bullets symmetrical. You want them to sort of hang together and read like they belong together, and that starts with the first word of each bullet. You want it to be the same part of speech: a noun, a verb, an adjective. So for example, if your first bullet says discover how to offer an irresistible payment plan, discover is a verb, then your next bullet should say create unforgettable marketing messages, because create is a verb. But if your first bullet says irresistible payment plans that are easy to set up, irresistible is an adjective, then your next bullet should say unforgettable marketing messages, because Unforgettable is also an adjective. Now, this is a very simple tip, but don't underestimate its power. It's one of the simplest errors to fix. So once you have your bullets written, double check them to make sure that they are symmetrical. And if they aren't, just move words around until they are. How many bullets do you need? Well, I studied design in college, and one of the concepts that stuck with me is that human beings prefer groups of odd-numbered items. Whether it's a bowl of fruit or a bouquet of flowers or a bulleted list, you can't go wrong with 3, 5, or 7 bullets. As far as how many you need total, I recommend at least 3 and no more than 7 bullets in a single list, so that the reader sees them as a group, but they don't seem overwhelming. You can show that they're bullets by using either numbers or dots or symbols or even emojis. 3 quick tips for sexy bullets. Here are some rapid fire design tips that will help you to create great looking bullets. Number 1, don't have one long bullet and one super short one next to each other. Keep each bullet around the same length. Number 2, you can write bullets as phrases or complete sentences, but make sure your whole bulleted list uses the same style, either full sentences or phrases. Number 3, it's smart to start each bullet with a capital letter to make the list easier to scan, and whether you use phrases or sentences, end them consistently either by adding a period or not adding a period. Where should you place your bullets on a sales page or in a sales email? Well, there's no hard and fast rule about where you must add a list of bullets. But here's one way to think about it. Any place that you want to break up a big wall of text and insert an easy to read and easy to skim section, that is where you should insert a bulleted list. It might be toward the beginning where you're painting a picture of people's current situation with words, or it might be directly after where you are painting a picture of the future where you're helping them with their challenges, or it might be where you're talking about the pricing for your offer, or maybe it's where you are comparing features and benefits and spelling out everything that's included. If you want your copy to convince your reader, pop in a bulleted list wherever you want to get their attention and make things crystal clear. Now, do you remember how we talked about confidence at the beginning of this video? The secret to building confidence is to just do this work. And one way to get started is to write your sales content out of order. You don't have to start with a headline and end with a call to action. I recommend that to build your confidence, you write your bullets first. Use the exercises I covered here. Start your sales page and your email copywriting with your bullets. They are the heart of your sales copy. And when you get them right, you're going to feel confident and ready to sell. Now, the thing is, even after learning all these powerful tips for writing high converting bullets, you're still going to have to figure out what to feature in all of the different sections of your sales page or your sales email. And to learn that, you need to watch this video next. It will show you exactly how to do that.